Pretty work when the blinds pulled down. You love it when nobody's around. I wanna call out my town, but you bite my lip, don't make a sound. I'll be damned if I'm leaving without you.
Good evening, welcome. This week I'm shooting at sunset, which is unusual for me, but in the start of summer and in summer itself, sunrises, as you'll find out next week hopefully, sunrise is ridiculously early, and sunset though is very accommodating, because sunset tonight is about 9:15. It's about 7:30 at the moment, so I'm going to make my way up this track to a fell called Holme Fell, and Holme Fell is very near where we're staying. That's one of the reasons I'm climbing it, and it's actually got some really nice views across constant water. And as with everything in the lakes, if you can get up high and you get a good sky, you're going to get epic pictures. So, right, let's track here. Now, conditions don't look too bad. As ever, you really don't know what you're going to get. I mean, this is the best forecast that I've had over the trip that I've been on. It's supposed to be about 35% cloud, which is absolutely perfect. But before this, it's been quite grey here. There's been lots of cloud, and now there's no cloud. So it's one of those things. What I'm going to try and do, and the reason I've set out so early, so I'm going to try and climb up, get myself in position, find a nice composition or two, strap on the 14 to 30mm lens, and see if the sun gods are kind to me. So fingers crossed. Right, this lovely, beautiful oak tree. Whoa. Fresh green growth. Looks wonderful, and there's lots of silver birches around here. It's a really lovely walk, nobody else about. Right, let's get to the top. I'll see you there. Whew.
So give me a minute to catch my breath. Take what's yours, I'll take what's left. I'm used to coming up with sacrifices, always fail to pass the test. I'll be damned if I'm leaving without you.
So we're nearly up, and I ought to go up really, but I had to stop here. Look, big carpet of bluebells, and I would say the bluebells are probably 2 or 3 days past their prime, but they still look lovely. Nice carpet of blue. And then over here we've got Ivy Crag, and then the mountains in the background. There's a very small little fell down there, a little tarn probably. Some lovely little silver birches catching the sunlight from the left. Looks wonderful. So I'm just going to do a really quick shot here of this, and then we're going to move to the top, which is probably about another 100 metres, so not far away. So I better get going. But what a night this could be. So we've got the camera low down to get the bluebirds in. Move my bag out of the way. I'm just going to use a polarizer just to take away the glare, just maybe to just give a bit of richness to the foreground. And I'm going to tip this quite a way down. It's wide open at the moment, 14mm. Now I've been using the exposure meter in here at highlight weighted, so it looks very dark in the camera. I found the easiest thing for me to do is to go the old-fashioned way and look through the viewfinder, just to get the composition looking right, because it's hard to see on the screen. But wow, that looks wonderful. So we're going to go with, as we're on the tripod, we're going to go down to F16, X16 will be fine. That's okay. And then we're going to open up the shutter speed until we're looking right, which is 1/4 of a second. Just going to adjust the polarization. See any difference at all? The sun's kind of a bit too far around really, but looks lovely. Really does look nice. Ivy Crag, just going to get it below the far mountains. I haven't got an awful lot of choice really, but and we're just going to go a little bit further to the right. Now I haven't got this little tarn in, but to be honest, that's still a lovely picture. Really happy with that. Let's have a look. Beautiful. What a cracker. Let's just do another one slightly further. Slightly higher up, a bit more clouded. And those mountains, those fells. This is why I come to the Lake District. This looks amazing. Okay, good. So that looks all right. Going to lose the light behind the mountains over here. The fell's over the right here now. So the next shoot is going to be with the clouds lit up. So I'm going to go and get higher now. I'm going to carry on climbing. Let's put all the gear away. Away we go.
We used to come in out, sacrifices, always feel the best times. I'll be damned if I'm leaving without you.
Excuse the cap on back to front. I don't think I'm 16. I've been using the screen to the EVF to focus on because I find it easier. I still find the metering system hard because what I think looks right on the screen is nowhere near what the metering setting. So and the focusing is finding it hard to focus, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I've got a nice little composition actually, which I'll show you in a second. But I've got these rocks here. There's some nice fresh green grass or some kind of plant that are coming out, and then we've got some little white bits in the distance where I don't think you'll necessarily see, but the main view, the sun's just to the left of the frame. I've got one with a little starburst coming out, and then it's looking back through the valley over the slate modes where we were last week, and then around the corner into the valley. So the clouds could be great. They could be good. There aren't many of them, which is great. There are gaps, which is also great. There are also big blank bits of sky which are not great, but I can do something about that because I can frame this lower down. The worst thing that can happen is the clouds will go over the sun at sunset, which is in another 20 minutes time. So we might still be all right, and if there's a gap on the horizon, there's some nice clouds form, it could be brilliant. Could be brilliant. I really hope so. It's been it's been a bit of a trek up here. I'm sweat has been pouring off him, but I'm actually a bit cold now because the wind's got up a little bit. What a lovely evening, those beautiful, just a bit of wind. Other than that, it's quite still. It's the odd sound of a cuckoo, a few birds. What a lovely day. Right, let me show you this one on the screen now.
Radio up and the blinds pulled down. You love it when nobody's around. I wanna call.
Okay, so here's the next composition. Let's jump down here. So what now follows is me in panic mode, just rushing about trying to find a picture. I should really have been up where my wife is standing. That's probably where the picture should have been taken from, but I ended up falling into the trap of just rushing about trying to make a picture happen. And in actual fact, I ended up going back to my first composition. The truth of the matter is, for this shoot, the light just wasn't quite right. But there we go. It's not really happening. It's just, I've taken a half decent couple of shots, and definitely a couple to show you. There's some lovely white flowers down in front of me on the side of this fell, and there's some lovely layers of mist in the valley, which kind of looks okay. But at the moment, the sky is looking pretty rubbish. I think what's happened is the sun is tucked behind some cloud cover. Now it still might come out. We've still got 20 minutes till sunset, so there is still time. But I'm feeling a bit less hopeful. You know when you have that self-doubt about yourself and you just kind of lose your confidence, and actually it's not really me, I don't think. I'm spotting the pictures. I've just not had an awful lot of luck with the light. But what can you do? I mean, it's a beautiful place to be. Really, really lovely. And if I've done nothing else, I've scouted out how to get to Holme Fell, where to park. So when I come up again, which I will, I'll be able to find my way up. It's really eerie because we can hear down there, it must be a mile away, I'd imagine. There are three guys camping by the side of a little tarn I showed you earlier. I know they shouldn't be really, but they are. And you can hear them almost as clear as day from up here. Apart from that, it's just us and the odd bird. Okay, 10 minutes left. That close. There's 4 banks of really nice cloud, but unfortunately there's just a big space in front of them and a big load of cloud on the horizon. If that cloud wasn't there and they were another few miles that way, and they might yet get there, it's going to light up. There's definitely some colour in the sky now, so it's going to be worth a shot anyway. I'm feeling a bit better than I was 5 minutes ago. But the layering is beautiful across the fells. I'm sure that's the Langdales over there. We're kind of not brilliant at knowing exactly where we are. Even though I've got apps on my phone and stuff, there's just so many things to think about when you're taking pictures and vlogging and stuff. So we're still looking at this white flowers in the foreground here. There's a little path that's going around, a little hump, a quarry, another little path into the distance. So lots of depth to this, which is going to be really nice. We're using F19. 1.5 seconds, that's going to have to go up a little bit more than that. So to me, I just got to be careful not to burn the sky out. Actually, 1.5 is probably about right. I'm finding this harder to expose with than the GFX, but it's a question of getting used to it, really. Back button focusing, got no problems where I focus on this, really. And there we go. And I just have a little quick look at that to make sure it looks all right. What I do like about it is you can just zoom in to the screen and we've got those white flowers looking lovely. They make an interesting foreground subject. This actually might suit a panoramic kind of crop, as I often do, as you know, if you've been looking at the channel before. Okay, right. Again, it's looking better by the minute. I just think it's going to be a little bit too late, but 10 minutes. And so began the long journey back, despondent, a little bit fed up. But here comes the picture. See what you think.
You love it when nobody's around. I wanna call out my town, but you bite my lip, don't make a sound.
Unbelievable. After all that, that's the sky I wanted. And I've literally just crawled down the mountain for about an hour. So this is now 10 o'clock, so we're now an hour after sunset. I could have stayed up there. But you know, who knows, it may not have happened, but there we go. It's the way it goes. So I'm going to end it there. I'll show you the images now on the screen. I think actually there's 2 or 3 that are half decent, so I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you've enjoyed the adventure anyway, and it's a beautiful place to come to, so peaceful and quiet. So until next week, when hopefully I'll get a good sunrise at Holme Fell. I will see you again. Take care. Goodbye.
If I'm leaving without